Welcome back to Good Company, based on the movie of the same name. My Favorite Year is a touching, funny, fast-paced comedy, and it's loosely based on the week Mel Brooks, who was a freshman writer on Sid Caesar's show, was made to babysit Errol Flynn. Walt Willey, artistic director for Walt Willey Productions, and Alan Swan in My Favorite Year. His son Chance Willey, playing Benji Stone, and Devon Ford, Casey Downing. Join us now. Good to see all three of you.
Thanks for having us on, Mark.
All right, Walt, we look forward to having you every year.
I look forward to being here.
Hearing about your production. Thank you. Tell us about the plot of this. It sounds very interesting.
You know, it was one of my favorite movies, and when I realized that it had been turned into a play, I was so excited. Somehow it wasn't on my radar, and so that was our immediate choice for this year. Of course, I get to play the Alan Swan character, which is just a thrill for me. The plot, pretty basic. Errol Flynn, Alan Swan, is the guest star on King Kaiser, Sid Caesar, King Kaiser's comedy cavalcade. He shows up totally blotto, totally drunk, and Kaiser is ready to fire him. And Benji jumps up. You can't fire him. That's you know, he's a hero, because he was his hero when he was growing up, when he was going to the movies all the time because his dad had left, you know, so he'd go to the movies to cheer up. And here he is in the room, and he's about to be fired, so he intercedes, and King Kaiser says, great, you're in charge of him, and if he shows up drunk, I'm going to fire both of you. So and of course, as they say, hilarity ensues. It's about the week that he was put in charge of making sure that Alan Swan showed up sober. And their adventures are both, as they say, hilarious and poignant. I mean, it really is. The characters of Benji and Swan, they actually help each other deeply. Benji helps Swan get in touch with his estranged daughter, played by my daughter, Merritt, actually, joining us on stage for the first time. And I help Benji kind of become a man in many ways. Teach him a few of the tricks of the trade, as they say.
Well, you've been doing that the last several years. Chance, of course, has been in your Ottawa productions, and Chance, your roles have gotten bigger and bigger, and you've gotten better.
That's because he's gotten better and better.
Better and better as an actor. What's this role like for you?
Well, there's no real difference in the feeling of playing any different role. It's I don't know, it's a return to comedy for me. For so long, I've had to really work with, you know, the subtleties of drama and everything, and this one I got to go all out, be big, and watched a lot. At first I had trouble getting in touch with all of that. Then I just started watching Mel Brooks, and Dick Van Dyke was extremely helpful. We're the same body type.
There's a lot of Dick Van Dyke in you, there really is.
Yeah, so he was very helpful in developing this character, and all in all, it's been fun. This is the best cast I've ever had the privilege of working with at home or here. We have an all-star cast, people from all over the state.
Speaking of which, you are from Joliet, and
I am.
You're in this production. You started out behind the scenes. Now you're out on stage. How did that happen?
Well, originally I went in as stage manager. Walt and Jane gave me the opportunity to read for them, and yeah, a few minutes later, you know, they asked me to.
We were killing time waiting for another actress. The truth is, we were killing time waiting for another actress to arrive. I'm like, come on, we got to move this along. Devon, will you just read for Casey so that we can read this guy? And she read, and we were like, well, it looks like we just lost a stage manager because she was terrific, just terrific. And these two together. It is like watching Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke. I mean, it's that kind of timing, that kind of love, and it's been, I mean, they're hysterical, and we sit, these two get applause at rehearsal from the rest of the cast when they have these two scenes, their first, like, love scenes. They get applause.
Yeah.
We're 2 months into this. Casts quit applauding for things pretty quickly. They get applause every time they rehearse. So.
Seeing some pictures here of the cast, we see some familiar faces in there. Walt bringing up the back, looking very...
Bringing up the rear, yeah.
Bringing up the rear, looking very debonair.
I want you to know, I made that camera. I made the 1954 vintage cameras. I made them. I fabricated them with my own little hands. We couldn't find them anywhere.
And that's your daughter, though?
That's my daughter, Merritt, going by the name of Kit now, playing my daughter, Tess, Alan Swan's daughter, Tess. I'll be so glad to shave this Ernie Kovacs mustache off.
Chance, what's it like working with your sister?
Oh, gosh, it's just wonderful.
Yeah?
She I had never seen her act before. The only time, well, she had done some school productions, but of course you're kind of forced into those.
Yeah, and playing little
And
animals.
yeah,
and
we had
stuff.
to. Yeah, we had to bribe her with a kitten for her last show. She wouldn't go on if she didn't get a kitten at the end, and
Oh,
then.
wow.
Oh yeah, but it was necessary. But this time she showed up. First scene we ran was between the two of us. So subtle, so natural, and she's going to be just wonderful to watch and wonderful to work with.
Well, we want to encourage everyone to head up or over or down to Ottawa to check out My Favorite Year. It's happening July 24th through the 26th. And there is the list of shows. And there's going to be a charity cast party after the show on July 26th from 5 to 7. You can meet all the cast and get pictures taken. Ottawa High School, of course, 211 East Main Street in Ottawa. The theater's been renovated, looks great.
And
The
air
tickets-
conditioned, so you
and
get hang meat.
Air
in there.
conditioned.
Let
nice
me
and
tell you, I
chilly.
make sure it's nice and cool in there because I am a perspirer.
Yeah, I hear you. Go to WaltWilleyWorld.com to get tickets. Scroll down to below the My Favorite Year poster and select your performance.
Just that easy.
Trust me, it's a lot of fun. I'm sorry I missed. Last year was the first
That was
one
the
I
first
missed.
year you missed. I know
Something
we have a
about
tradition with you.
babies.
Something about having babies in June. How dare
Whatever.
you?
Hey,
Could have
we-
timed that a lot better, Mark. I'm
Tried.
trying.
I get it where I can.
And not just one, but two.
That's right. Guys, we thank you for coming in. It was a lot
Thank
of
you
fun.
again.
Thank you
as
for
always.
having.
Break legs.
Thanks.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.